Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane's Super Powers Amazon exclusive Batman with Batwing and Whirly Bat. This is an Amazon exclusive with repaints of these two vehicles and an all-black Batman figure. This thing has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and finally it arrived today. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, this is part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether at Target or Walmart, this Gold Label is an Amazon exclusive Batman with Batwing and Whirly Bat. Batman Air Combat Vehicle and Aerial Pursuit Copter. Superpowers. DC. McFarlane Toys. Here are the two vehicles and Batman on the front. One side of the package, all three. Other side, same three, and at the back, you can see examples of what you get. At the bottom, there's a barcode in case that helps. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And I did get two of these sets, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep and open in my complete Batman and related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that we've had this figure and vehicle out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out in front of you. They don't really come with any accessories. Batman has the removable soft cape, and then the Whirly Bat has some propellers and landing gear. That stuff's intended to be put on one time and not really removable. Before I take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the stuff. So this is the Amazon exclusive version of the Whirly Bat, the Batwing, and a black sort of Michael Keaton looking Batman. These are all re-releases from previous sets, but they're done in sort of the Dark Knight collection colors. Looks like something they would have come out from Kenner back in the late 80s or early 90s. This thing was on delay for absolutely ever, but it's finally here today. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the vehicles individually and the figure. We'll check out their accessories, height, articulation, all that good stuff, and we'll compare them with some other figures. So let's start off with Batman himself. So here's Batman. He's in his black outfit. It totally reminds me of the Toy Biz figure from the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman film. I would say this is probably an homage to that. So let's take a closer look. The basic Super Powers type figure. The Batman head looks decent. Kind of long ears, square jaw, white eyes. He's got the traditional 89 bat symbol, although it doesn't have those extra pieces at the bottom. Yellow capsule utility belt, but this one doesn't come off with a sort of stretchy wire as a grapple hook. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation. It just totally reminds me of that old Toy Biz figure, and I like it a lot. He does have the cloth soft goods cape. Comes off, it's an old school sort of plastic wire in the neck. And just a closer look at the figure. It's a basic figure. It's based off an old school 80s toy line, and it keeps the same sort of retro aspect. So you don't expect a fancy sculpt, but it is pretty much exactly what you'd expect it to be. And it looks good for what it is. And let's go ahead and take a look at his height. Typically the line is about 4.5 inches tall. Batman here to the top of his head, probably about 4.6 inches tall, which can translate about 11.5 centimeters, and the top of the ears maybe 4.7 inches tall. And his articulation, which I showed off earlier, but he has 7 points. Number 1, his head. He can rotate side to side. His arms, they can both go up and down. That is 3. His legs, they go forward about that far, back about that far. That is 5. And then his knees, they go back about 90 degrees. That is 6 and 7. There's no waist swivel, no elbow movement, nothing else. But they're trying to be like the old school line, and I get and appreciate that. And I had to compare him with some other Super Powers Batman figures. Here he is next to the single release of the all black suit Batman. This one looked like the Toy Biz homage as well. The difference is the bat symbol on the single release has sort of a copper gold look to it. This one has a yellow look to it. Same with the belt. Kind of copper gold on the original and yellow on this one. Here's the Super Powers 4.5 inch Batman. Next, McFarlane's DC Multiverse 7-inch Michael Keaton Batman. And McFarlane did something pretty similar with the 7-inch version and the 4.5-inch version. They made one with the yellow bat symbol and one with the copper or gold bat symbol. Here are all of the Batman figures in the Super Powers line that utilize the exact same body. This is the slightly leaner Batman body they've used. Here's a look at every single Batman figure in the Super Powers line so far. There are a total of 13 of them, one of which is not Bruce Wayne, it's Thomas Wayne. 5 of which use the leaner body, 6 of which use the original, slightly thicker body. And here he is, next to the old school Toy Biz Dick Grayson Robin. Now, Robin was not in the 89 movie at all, but he was in that toy line. And when I was a kid, this was my Batman and Robin. So now let's look at the Whirly Bat. The Whirly Bat is kind of a ridiculous, campy vehicle. It was featured in the comics in the Silver Age, and this is the second version in the Super Powers line. It has 4 movable propellers, the thing that connects those to the Whirly Bat, and then the landing gear. Let's put it all together. So here it is, fully assembled. We have the propellers at the top, and yes, they actually spin. And we have some propellers at the back, and they also spin. So at the front, you have a sort of windshield for the figure. There's even a Batman logo on the actual seat, as well as the side of the vehicle. It has some fairly basic, but kind of cool looking controls. Have a little sonar map, all kind of buttons. Sure, it's just some stickers, but I appreciate the effort. Handlebars here. Got the exhaust here, pretty plain looking. Landing gear, bottom is pretty much totally flat. And then we have the different propellers on the back and on the top. It's a very small, basic vehicle, but it really fits the Super Powers theme. Here's the black Amazon version of the Whirly Bat next to the blue release. They're both cool, but I think I like the original a little better. This has the blue paint job, the orange glass, which just kind of screams Super Powers to me. This new one looks like more so something that would be in the Dark Knight collection, which is a good thing, but this one screams Super Powers a little more to me. Now, the only real difference is going to be the majority of this one is blue, the majority of this one is black. It's got the orange windshield, it's got the pretty much black windshield, and that is about it. Everything else looks to be the same. And then here's this Batman figure sitting in the Whirly Bat. He fits in just fine. Of course, he has 2 fists, no gripping hands, so you can't actually hold the handlebars, just pretend. Just like the old school Super Powers. Now let's look at the Batwing. This screams 1989 Michael Keaton Batwing. I think even the original Super Powers version did, that was in blue colors. The shape is exactly like the Batwing from the film. It's got the Batman symbol at the front, 2 guns here. It does sort of fold up, I guess for storage purposes, fold back down. It has a little hook at the front. It's got a button at the bottom. Press it, and you can capture something. And it also has the cockpit. Press it in, and it launches up, holding your figure. Do be careful with this. My original one broke pretty quickly. It still sort of displays okay, but it's broken back here. So it's got a little bit of sculpted detail besides just being totally flat. But pretty much every single thing about this screams 1989 Batwing, and that is most certainly not a bad thing. Here's the original Super Powers Batwing that came in, I think, the first wave. It's got the orange glass here. This one's a black glass, very similar to the Whirly Bat. This one just screams Super Powers, but this one screams Toy Biz 89 sort of homage. And they both scream 1989 Batwing homage. They're both pretty cool vehicles, very small, very good value, and they hold the figure pretty nicely. It's designed to be sort of a cheap kid's toy, just like the old Super Powers, and I think they completely succeeded at what they were going for. Let's take a quick look at the differences, which are not that much. The main difference is going to be mostly it's blue here, mostly it's black here. The bat symbol has a sort of gold background. This one has the yellow background. Of course, we have the orange canopy, the black canopy. They both have black fins at the top. And that's really about it. I guess this one has a black underside, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure why they would do that. Here's a look at Batman sitting in the cockpit of the Batwing. Fits just fine. And of course, the top part shuts, no problem, and you can press it right back open. Now to take a look at some of the other McFarlane Super Powers figures. This is where the waves get kind of complicated. McFarlane's toy store says this is wave 8, but honestly I have a hard time telling which figure is in which wave, unless there were some one-offs with only 1 or 2 figures per wave. I don't see how this is wave 8. If anyone has a website where there's a checklist where it could kind of help me out there, it would be much appreciated. But without a doubt, here's the first wave of McFarlane Super Powers figures. And then here's the second wave. Only 3 figures, and honestly, maybe this is the second and the third wave. And here's the third wave. 2 really cool vehicles, 4 really cool figures, a solid wave. Here's the fourth wave of figures, a very giant wave. Some cool, unique releases like Peacemaker and Vigilante, Thomas Wayne, Nightfall Nightwing. Here's wave 5, which is labeled as wave 6, so somehow I got off on the waves. I think maybe it is that second wave that is broken up into wave 2 and 3. I don't know, it's just all very confusing. Here's the most recent wave. This is wave 6. Another fantastic wave. Vehicles, figures, new characters. And that brings us to this wave. This will be the 7th wave, although it's labeled as wave 8, so somehow my numbers got mixed up. This is also a pretty cool wave. Maybe not as cool as some of the other ones because there's no vehicles and really exciting stuff like that. But I'm really happy to add Metamorpho, Guy Gardner, and Black Manta to the collection. Now, Black Manta was already available to the collection, but I wasn't able to get that one, so it's pretty nice to finally fill in that gap. And then Booster Gold, not as excited for him, but still a nice addition to your Justice League. They also recently released a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive black and white accent Trinity 3-pack. And then here's Wave 9. This is the newest wave of McFarlane Super Powers figures. Eager to see what Wave 10 is going to bring. And then here's the entire collection of McFarlane Super Powers figures. I have every single one, every single variant, except for the original Walmart exclusive Black Manta. Still in the hunt for him. So overall, it is a pretty cool 3-pack. It's not really a necessary pack if you have the original Whirly Bat and Batwing, but I do like these black colors. They're more accurate to what Batman would use in the comics or the films. They don't maybe scream superpowers quite as much, but they're still some pretty damn good looking Bat vehicles, especially for this scale. I'm not sure if I like these better than the old ones. I think I do. I think these look better and I enjoy them more than the originals, but as far as being a superpowers vehicle goes, the original ones are a little better because the colors match the original line and the rest of the line, whereas these are more of sort of Keaton versions of those vehicles. And that is not a bad thing. They look nice. They look sharp. I like the color scheme. Very appropriate for Batman. And like I said, I like them more than the other ones. But as far as fitting with the entire Super Powers collection, the previous versions make a little more sense. If I had to pick one set, it probably would be this set. And I imagine these are probably cheaper to get now than the originals. I don't know. The originals were on clearance at one point, but they're long gone. And these are still actively available on Amazon. But if I had the originals and I wasn't a completist, I'd probably pass on this set. We already have almost this exact Batman figure, just the slightest color difference. And these vehicles, although considerably different color-wise, we definitely have already had them as well. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and action figure vehicle reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.